Greetings. Greetings. I am Matthew Hunt. I own Boone's Overstock, Retroactive Records, Brutal Planet Records. They're all sold at Boone's Overstock, Amazon, eBay, Discogs. And today I have some special releases to share with you. So welcome to another episode of Boone's Reviews. Boone, by the way, is my middle name. So Boone's Overstock did not start out as a place I was going to sell CDs or music. It just sort of developed into that. Retroactive Records does a lot of reissues of out-of-print stuff, mostly on the Christian side of things. Brutal Planet Records was a label that I started in order to put out mainstream stuff that doesn't fit in the CCM market or contemporary Christian music or Christian rock or metal. Brutal Planet comes from Alice Cooper's album, Brutal Planet, which is one of my top two releases of all time. Probably, it's either Alice Cooper, Brutal Planet, or it's King's X, Out of the Silent Planet. So I guess I really like Planets. But I love those albums. And I love King's X. So which out of those two albums, which ones do you like? Be sure to comment in the comments section. Alice Cooper's Brutal Planet or King's X, Out of the Silent Planet. Since episode is going to be about King's X, I'm guessing that we're going to get a lot of Out of the Silent Planet. If you have a different favorite album, feel free to share that too. I love to read your comments. I love it when I get emails and you've made comments. So please do that. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I invite you to do that as well. Just click subscribe so that you get notifications. I think there's a little bell down there somewhere to click underneath me where you're watching. And so click that so you get notified when we come out with new videos, because we're hoping to have several King's X related things and I don't want you to miss out on them. My King's X story is one that I love because it's mine. But I grew up in a conservative Christian environment. I actually went to a Christian school, and our basketball team actually did pretty well. We ended up going to nationals. It was an ACE school, which stood for Accelerated Christian Education. I actually got a very high quality education. I take issue with some of the other stuff. I could use the word stuff, or I could use other words about what I had to put up with. But the education itself was actually a strong education. I went to a regular college, university. I did great. I got great grades. But for the most part, I didn't listen to mainstream music. I did a little bit. I remember staying up late at night and I listened to midnight, like a metal show that started at midnight on the radio, and I would fall asleep to it. And that's how I got introduced to Paradise City by Guns N' Roses and All We Are by Warlock and Ashes to Ashes by Vinnie Vincent Invasion and Man of War and some other cool bands that I love to this day. I absolutely love those bands today. But for the most part, I didn't listen to much mainstream music because I was taught that that was the wrong thing to do. So I listened to a lot of Christian stuff. We went to a national convention for my Christian school, and it was in New Brunswick, New Jersey. We stayed at Rutgers. And during the day, we had some free time. We went to a mall. It might have been in New York. I can't remember exactly where it was. But there was a disc jockey there. This was in 1988, I think. And I walked into disc jockey. And I just did because I liked music. But mostly listened to Christian music, keep in mind. I didn't really go in there to buy secular music. It was more to search through all of it to see if I can find a Christian album I'd never heard of before, which occasionally happened, rarely. Instead, I heard coming through the speakers in the ceiling of that disc jockey, I heard the most glorious sound I'd ever heard in my whole life. And I went straight to a salesperson. I said, "Who is this band?" And they said, "It's a band called King's X." And I said, "Do you have it here?" And he took me straight to the cassette. I bought the cassette. I had no idea that there were Christian themes or overtones or, about communion and love and all those kinds of things. I had no idea. All I knew is that this was the greatest music I'd ever heard in my life. I bought it, no questions asked, and I took it home and I poured over it, and it changed my life. That's how cool King's X was for me, and I fell in love with every album after that. For the next number of years, for the next number of releases, a big fan. And for many, many, many years, I just claimed that King's X was definitively my favorite band, and that was final. They still remain one of my all-time favorite bands, if not my all-time favorite band. At 51, it's kind of hard to choose my all-time favorite band, but King's X is right up there and might be that band. Um, so, as a label, Brutal Planet Records, when the opportunity came to officially license and reissue some King's X titles, I jumped at the chance because this was like a dream come true. I loved the band and went to concerts and collected their stuff the best that I could and tried to get CD singles and live stuff, and I never got tired of it. So, Brutal Planet Records was fortunate enough to be able to license Manic Moonlight, Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous, and Tapehead. And we did it. And we have reissued these as remasters on gold disc CDs. The gold disc, some claim that it provides greater sound. I can't verify that, but some people claim that it does. One thing that it definitely does do is it fights against disc rot, and not everybody has ever experienced disc rot, but I have on multiple albums: DeGarmo and Key, Guardian First Watch, Barren Cross, Rock for the King CDs, Believer, Sanity or Obstruction from Mortality, Extraction from Mortality. I've had a number of CDs experience disc rot, and they're unusable at that point. And Gold Disc does fight against disc rot because it just doesn't deteriorate as easily. So I wanted to show you these reissues. They have expanded booklets, lyrics, and we're going to start with the first one, Tapehead. So that's the gold disc side. If you don't like the gold disc border, some people don't, all you have to do is flip it right over. And looks like we've got an expanded booklet, extra pictures. The band did not help us with these. They were aware of it, and we sent them copies. But it was not. They didn't actually give us like extra stuff to put in there, so we just used the resources that we had. Scott Waters from No Life Till Meta did a phenomenal job. Rob Caldwell from Bombworks Sound did the remaster. Here's the gold disc. It's the first time. Normally we don't put in any color on there except for the writing on the gold disc, but I thought it'd be cool if we kind of did something different and special for King's X. So that's the disc face. Underneath the CD, you can see the band, classic picture, and then there's the back tray. As you can see, officially licensed for Metal Blade Records. It was produced by Ty Tabor and King's X, released in 1998. It's our 18th gold disc. And then every CD, inside the CD, is a trading card, foil, gold stamped foil trading card. It's pretty awesome. That doesn't cost any extra, it just comes as an added bonus inside the CD. That was Tapehead. Uh, then the next one is Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous. I did not like this album when it first came out. I do remember my mom was headed over to England, and I knew that there was a double disc that had, I don't even know what that second disc really has on it. Wasn't a DVD. It was not a DVD. I think you just have to throw it in your computer, and you get stuff. I can't remember what it was. Don't even remember if I ever put it in. But I had my mom go over to England, and she went to Piccadilly Square, and I think it cost something ridiculous, like 40 American dollars or something. But she got it for me and brought it back to me. Um, I liked some of the songs, but I just wasn't crazy about it. It was a departure in sound from some of the classic stuff like Dogman and Ear Candy, and I just had a hard time getting into it. In fact, I kind of felt like it just wasn't something that I could get into. I've always felt that way ever since, except for until we decided to reissue it. And honestly, it's like one of my favorite King's X CDs now. I listen to it now, and it just seems like one ridiculously amazing work of art. That cover I think is phenomenal. Again, you get the flip side. You've got the expanded booklet with lyrics, some cool things, some pictures. There's the CD face. On gold disc again, um, under the CD. And then there's the back tray. But I really, and you know what? It's funny because Rob Caldwell of Ballmark Sound that remastered all three of these releases was a big King's X fan. He never really gave this album much credit, and he believes that it's one of their best releases. And I wholeheartedly agree that this is probably at least my uh, probably the lowest would be my third or fourth favorite release. It's at least that high, maybe higher. But Fishbowl Man, Julia, She's Gone Away, Marshmallow Field. Julia's amazing, and She's Gone Away. Charlie Sheen, The Move Me Part 1 and 2. These are just brilliant, brilliant works of art. Looks like that's Doug there for the foil stamped trading card. They are the same size as like baseball or basketball cards, and they are numbered so you can collect them all. And the next up was Manic Moonlight, and again, I wasn't crazy about Manic Moonlight when it came out. I do love that artwork though. I do, and I really enjoyed getting it on vinyl. The gold disc again. Flip it over if you don't want the gold disc. It's got an expanded booklet, digitally remastered. Jerry on drums for the foil stamp card. Disc face. And then that's under the CD. Did I show you the back? Yeah, I did show you the back of that, didn't I? Okay. Again, we didn't have a lot to use for some of this, so we didn't have a lot of extra stuff. That's the back tray. For Manic Moonlight, I love Japanese releases, and I love it that they always get extra bonus tracks. So on two of these, we were able to do that. On Manic Moonlight, we have long versions of both Vegetable and Believe. So, and they are really expanded versions, and they do make a big difference, and they're wonderful to have. I think it's real delight to be able to get this album, and again, all three of these albums are phenomenal. I did not give Manic Moonlight the credit that it deserves, but after repeated listenings, boy, I love it. False Alarm, Manic Moonlight, Vegetable, Jenna. There's just yeah. Oh man, this is really a good album. So this one has two bonus tracks. We didn't have any bonus tracks for Mr. Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous. And Tapehead has the bonus track 2, which is 3 minutes and 14 seconds long, as you can see. and that they all came off of the Japanese versions of these albums, which I wanted to make sure that we could give fans, as just that we could make these as special releases as we possibly could. I love all three of these albums. I am absolutely thrilled and delighted that we get to be part of celebrating not only King's X, but promoting these three particular releases. We've added the bonus tracks, their gold discs, expanded booklets with lyrics. We've tried to do everything we can to make these worthy of a repurchase for those that already have the original issues. And with the remaster and the expanded everything and the bonus tracks, they are definitely worthy of the money in my estimation. And they're fantastic releases. So please help spread the word. Let King's X fans know that these treasures are out there, and you can get them on pretty much any selling platform. Right now, we don't have too many copies available in Europe. We'll see if that changes. But you can go to boonsoverstock.com. You can go to amazon.com, ebay.com, and lots of other places. So you might check out nordicmission.com in Europe, Scandinavia. I'm not sure where Europe. Yeah, I think that's Europe, right? And then Germany. I know there's a few copies in Germany as well. Through I think usually on eBay you can find them in Europe and Germany, and then I think there might be some at soundmass.com as well. So you can check those out. I don't know if Soundmass has them yet. I think I still need to send them. So anyway, you can always get them at boonsoverstock.com, and we appreciate you taking some time to look at these releases. I hope you have a great day.